Hello at Lindy Healthcare. Thank you for taking the time to watch our short film. We would like to show you how to fill your mobile oxygen unit safely and what you need to pay attention to. If you have any questions, our employees look forward to hearing from you under the telephone number 089 370 Before we turn to the carrier, I would like to draw your attention to the dangers involved in handling with pure oxygen. Oxygen itself is not flammable, so it is not a fuel, but fuels such as wood or petrol only burn in combination with oxygen. If the oxygen content of the air increases, combustion is faster and hotter. Our ambient air contains around 21% oxygen and 78% nitrogen. Liquid oxygen is 100% oxygen. If liquid oxygen gets in touch with an ignition source, combustion is 5 times stronger, 5 times hotter, and 5 times faster. Objects that are normally difficult or impossible to ignite catch fire in seconds. For this reason, smoking in the vicinity of the oxygen tank and the carrying device is strictly prohibited for you and people in your vicinity. Never use the device near an open fire. Oxygen escapes from the stand tank via a drain valve. This is technically necessary and intentional, but means that oxygen will accumulate near the container. Therefore, never place blankets or clothing on the container, and do not place it near curtains, but only in well-ventilated rooms. This will prevent oxygen from accumulating in the material, which can then catch fire very quickly. Greases such as creams, oils, or Vaseline are combustibles and have no place near the tank. Make sure that your hands are dry, clean, and free of grease when you touch the tank, carrier, or accessories. Liquid oxygen is not only a fire hazard, it is also freezing cold. Minus 183 degrees Celsius. Very severe cold burns occur at these temperatures. Therefore, always be careful when filling and never touch the filling connections or the parts that carry liquid oxygen. Should you nevertheless suffer a cold burn, hold the burnt part of your body in lukewarm water. Consult a doctor, never repair your appliance yourself. If you have any questions or problems, simply call 089 37 000300. You will also find the telephone numbers in the instructions folder. Now let's move on to filling your mobile oxygen unit with oxygen. Before filling the portable unit, you should make sure that the filling connections are completely clean. Even the smallest amount of dirt and water droplets in the filling connections can cause the two devices to stick together and become inseparable. You can avoid this by cleaning and drying the filling connections thoroughly before filling. When drying the filling connections, make sure that the carrier is always held upright. Otherwise, there is a risk of cold burns due to escaping oxygen. If possible, use absorbent kitchen rolls or toilet papers. Once the filling connections of the carrier and the stand container have been cleaned and dried, you can start the filling process. To do this, place the carrying device on the tank and press it down about 1 centimeter. Alternatively, you can attach the carrying device to a tank with a side fill connection on the side by turning it. Now pull on the flap on the back of your carrier. Liquid oxygen will now flow from the stand tank into the carrier, and the carrier will be filled. Every 30 seconds, allow the flap on the back of your carrier to swing back so that any ice crystals that have formed are thrown away. The filling process is stopped by releasing the flap. Now open the flap again to continue with the filling. As soon as the mobile carrier is filled, the flow noise changes significantly. In addition, oxygen vapor escapes from the carrier in bursts. Now let the flap fall back again and pull the mobile carrier straight upwards by the carrying strap from the stand container. Some stand containers have a release button to make it easier for you to detach them. Please press this button. If the appliances cannot be separated from each other, they may be iced up. Simply leave the appliance and wait 15 minutes. At room temperature, the ice crystals in the filler neck will thaw on their own. Never try to speed up the defrosting process with a hairdryer, as there is a risk of fire. Never use force or tools to disconnect the appliances. These could be seriously damaged and you could suffer a cold burn. Be patient. The appliances can be separated from each other in a few minutes. When filling, it can take up to an hour until the operating pressure in the mobile carrier is built up completely again. During this time, oxygen may escape from the filling connection. This is normal and no cause for concern. Check the filling level after filling. To do this, lift the mobile carrier up by the carrying strap close to the display. The fill level is determined by a scale in the system. Some carrying devices are equipped with an external scale. Please also follow the instructions in the user guide. Reattach the nasal cannula to the adapter provided. Now the carrying device is ready for use again. This video is not a substitute for reading the instructions in the user guide. Our qualified staff will be available to answer any additional questions you may have during the briefing session. We also look forward to your visit to one of our customer centers or your call on 089 370 00300. You can find more information on the website www.lindyhealthcare.d.